The Philippines is building a new layer of defense above its coastline and beyond its horizon. The creation of the Naval Air Warfare Force in late 2025 and the modernization of the C-295 Maritime Patrol Aircraft fleet mark a shift from reactive sea patrols to proactive surveillance. This is the next stage in the country's Horizon 3 modernization. After ships, helicopters, and coastal missiles, now comes the eye that sees everything over the West Philippine Sea. For decades, Philippine naval operations have relied on small frigates and patrol craft to maintain presence, but the lack of maritime reconnaissance has left major gaps in awareness. You cannot strike what you cannot see. The C-295 Maritime Patrol Aircraft closes that gap by giving the armed forces the ability to detect, track, and identify surface and subsurface threats long before they reach the archipelago's inner seas. This aircraft represents the invisible half of deterrence, the power to find targets before conflict starts. The C-295 is not a new name in the Philippine inventory. The Air Force already operates the C-295M transport version built by Airbus, used for logistics, troop movement, and disaster relief. But the new Maritime Patrol variant brings a different role, equipped with advanced radar, electro-optical sensors, and mission consoles designed for round-the-clock surveillance. It can fly for over 11 hours, scan 300 kilometers of ocean in a single pass, and share real-time data with ships and ground command centers. Its strength lies in endurance and adaptability, not speed. It can circle above a patrol zone for hours, watching everything that moves. In May 2025, one of the Philippine Air Force's C-295 aircraft underwent a full inspection at Airbus facilities and returned to operational service with upgraded avionics. At the same time, the Philippine Navy restructured its Naval Air Wing into the Naval Air Warfare Force, a unit tasked with building integrated maritime aviation capability. The C-295 sits at the heart of that transformation. With new training partnerships involving Spain, France, and Australia, Philippine pilots and mission operators are learning to use the aircraft not only for transport, but also for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions across the West Philippine Sea. The logic behind this modernization is straightforward. The Philippines has already acquired sensors and shooters at sea, the Jose Rizal-class frigates, AW159 Wildcat helicopters, and BrahMos coastal missiles. What it lacked was a platform to link them all. The C-295 is that bridge. It can detect a suspicious vessel, share coordinates via secure data link, and guide a Wildcat or frigate to investigate. If the threat escalates, that same data can cue a BrahMos battery onshore for a precision strike. The aircraft extends the detection range of the entire system, turning individual platforms into parts of a single kill-web network. In a typical scenario, a C-295 patrol over the Spratly Islands might detect a group of foreign vessels approaching a Philippine supply route. Its maritime radar identifies the formation. The onboard electro-optical turret confirms visual details. Within seconds, the aircraft relays this information to a Jose Rizal-class frigate positioned hundreds of kilometers away. The ship's command system plots the track, while a coastal battery in Palawan receives the same feed. No missile needs to launch. The point is that everyone in the network now knows exactly what is happening. Awareness itself becomes deterrence. This aircraft's capabilities are being expanded with help from partners. Airbus has announced a new production line to support Southeast Asian orders, ensuring sustainment and spare parts. Several nations, including India, Brazil, and Indonesia, also operate C-295 MPAs, making interoperability training easier. Manila's goal is to field at least 4 fully equipped maritime patrol variants by 2027, providing continuous coverage over the West Philippine Sea and the Sulu-Celebes corridor. Still, the challenges are significant. The Philippines must integrate the aircraft systems into its wider command network, train specialized sensor operators, and maintain a reliable logistics chain. Maritime patrol is not simply about flying. It requires mission planning, analysis, and constant communication. Without a stable data network, the information gathered in flight could be wasted. The Defense Department is therefore pushing to connect the C-295 with upcoming drone systems unveiled at the Drone Warfare Summit in Subic Bay, creating a layered surveillance grid that combines manned and unmanned platforms. There are also cost and capability limits. The C-295's radar is excellent for detecting ships, but it has limited anti-submarine warfare ability compared with heavier aircraft like the P-8A Poseidon. Its range covers much of the Philippine EEZ, but cannot loiter indefinitely over distant waters. To fill those gaps, the Navy is considering small UAV detachments and partnerships with allies for shared maritime intelligence. Nevertheless, the C-295's value lies in its balance: affordable, versatile, and reliable. It gives the Philippines a credible way to monitor its waters without relying entirely on foreign assets. Every patrol flight contributes to a real-time picture of maritime activity. Each data packet transmitted to Ground Command adds one more thread to the country's growing sea denial web. Beyond its tactical role, the aircraft also serves a political function. Regular patrols demonstrate presence. Transparent reporting of flights and exercises with allies like the U.S. and Japan signals commitment without provocation. In an environment where miscalculation can lead to confrontation, visibility and communication are stabilizing tools. The C-295's quiet endurance becomes an instrument of diplomacy as much as defense. For the Filipino audience, the story is simple. The nation now has the eyes it long needed. Ships like the Jose Rizal can fight, helicopters like the Wildcat can hunt, missiles like the BrahMos can strike, but none of them can act effectively without accurate, persistent vision. The C-295 provides that vision. It is not glamorous, but it is decisive. It ensures that every future engagement in the West Philippine Sea begins on the Philippines' terms, with information advantage firmly in its hands. The modernization path is becoming clear: awareness first, action second. The C-295 represents that philosophy, a platform that makes deterrence credible by turning information into power. With the Naval Air Warfare Force now operational and coastal strike systems online, the Philippines is finally connecting its sensors, shooters, and strategy into one coherent defense architecture. The era of blind patrols is over. The era of informed deterrence has begun.